What's going on, Fourth and Five? Josh Throne here for another Friday Scout 'em Up segment. And today we're going to be diving into the Arkansas versus Auburn game tomorrow, 11:45 in Fayetteville. Auburn's coming to Arkansas, and I'm calling this the Check the Pulse Bowl because both of these teams need to check their pulse and figure out if they can turn this season around at all and maybe come a little bit more alive. But before we get into it, let me just go ahead and say thank you to our sponsor, Oaklawn Sports. If you guys have not downloaded the app, I encourage y'all to download the app. Get involved with DJ, Matt, Grant, and I. We put together a parlay every Saturday. And all you got to do is go to the App Store, download that app. Once you get it set up, just look for the Fourth and Five parlay. Put $5 on it. That's all I'm saying. And then tell us in the comments whether or not you won or we lost your money. It'll be fun. Join us on Oaklawn Sports app. It'll be a lot of fun to get involved with us. And then, guys, tomorrow we will be at the Arkansas Alumni Building doing our pregame show. Matt's going to be checking in from Dallas. Grant's going to be showing up. He's I think living in Fayetteville. He'll just buzz right over. DJ and I will both be traveling into Fayetteville for the game, but we will be up bright and early to set up. I guarantee you, DJ has us setting up extremely early for that game. I'm honestly tired of these Arkansas games being so early because DJ wants to wake up at about 5 a.m. and say, "Hey, man, we got to go set up for the show." So we are out there before anybody. And I never can quite get my coffee, so that's a problem. So, anyways, we enjoy that, and we would look forward to you guys tuning in on YouTube, or if you're there, just walk out over to the Arkansas Alumni Building. It's right across the street from the stadium. All right, let's dive into what's new. We're talking about the Auburn Arkansas game. Well, Hugh Freeze actually just said earlier this week that Jackson Arnold might not be the guy, or actually, he just said that there is if there's a need for a spark in the offense, then basically they're willing to put another quarterback in to create that spark. So they've got a backup quarterback, Ashton Daniels, and they've got another freshman guy. I've heard a lot about him, Deuce. He's a freshman from Auburn. Apparently, a very, very good, highly touted, highly scouted quarterback. And I think they're all more mobile than Jackson Arnold. And Jackson Arnold's a mobile quarterback. You guys go watch the Missouri game. Go watch the Auburn game. The kid can move. They run RPO for a reason, and he can run. He's big. He's strong. But if these guys are more mobile than him, that actually starts to worry me a little bit. Auburn injuries that are trending right now before the game is their center is out. Connor Liu out with the ACL injury. They've got a couple of other guys out. They got a running back, Robinson, who's been out. But tight end Brandon Frazier listed as probable, which I'm actually wanting to keep up with because I think they're going to use him a lot more than maybe what they've used him in other games. He's been very active tight end, but again, I think they might get him involved a little bit more if he shows out for this game. They've got a corner, Donovan Starr, who's probable as well. So we'll stay tuned with that and probably have that during the pregame show to know, if there's any additional updates with those guys. As far as Arkansas goes, Cam Ball is listed as out for this game. That's probably the biggest, ouch for Arkansas's defense because, again, defensive line has been struggling. It's no secret. We already lack depth. Cam Ball is an anchor in the center, and we've been giving him, reviewing a lot of his film. I've got kind of mixed feelings about it because, number one, there's times where I'm like, man, are you loafing? But then you go look at how much he's played, and you're like, well, maybe he's just overplayed. Maybe it's a depth issue. Gosh, it's hard to know, right? It's hard to know. I mean, he is getting played a lot. I think he's one of the top. He's played some of the most plays any defensive tackle in the country has played. He's not the most, but he's up there. But anyways, let's talk about strength versus strength. Arkansas offense is our strength. We all know that. We're averaging 513 yards of offense, 37 points per game. Taylor Green's got 1,900 yards passing, 17 TDs, and 5 interceptions. And he's the best, most mobile quarterback in college football. There is absolutely no denying it. There's no doubt about it. And I was saying this back when we were playing Auburn. Okay, you can go look at our pregame and postgame footage at Auburn. I said if Arkansas can win games, you're going to have to start putting Taylor Green in that Heisman contender, Heisman watch list type of conversation. Everybody said, "Whoa, whoa, Heisman." Well, I mean, it's undeniable now. If Arkansas was winning games, this guy would definitely be in that conversation. He's leading the nation. He's got the most total offense in the nation right now, and so I don't know. You kind of start seeing this shift amongst Arkansas Razorback fans and their support of him because after last season, people were a little hard on him. But that's starting to shift, which I think is right. I mean, he's doing what no other quarterback can do in college football. He's one of a kind. He reminds me a lot of Matt Jones back in the day. Then we look at Arkansas defense. I'm sorry, Auburn defense. They yards allowed 317, and other teams are averaging 87 rush yards allowed against them. They're really good at forcing long third downs as well. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to look out for. I'm expecting Arkansas to continue to produce offensively the way they have. That's what my expectation is. I truly do believe the Arkansas offense is so poised, it's firing on all cylinders. I believe that we're a team that has gone toe to toe, heavyweight champs all the way through the 12th round. And I think if you looked at it from a boxing standpoint, you'd have a lot more confidence in this Arkansas team than you would in this Auburn team. But it's football and it's any given Saturday and things happen, and we all know that. But that's my take is that this Arkansas offense is truly where it needs to be, and it's firing on all cylinders right now. And we just so happen to be able to play an Auburn who's in this quarterback, kind of frenzy right now. And their offense is not firing on all cylinders. So let's talk about some of that. What's their offense look like? Well, they've got 335 yards per game right now. They're averaging 23 points per game. They're both of those in the bottom half nationally. The run game, is the best of the bunch. Running back Jeremiah Cobb, 564 yards rushing, 6.3 yards per carry right now, but passing has been sporadic. Jackson Arnold hasn't been able to get that going. And actually, the further you get outside the numbers and the further you get downfield, the worse he is, which is going to we're going to come back and touch on that here in a little bit with the Arkansas defense. But Arkansas defense has allowed 443 yards a game and 32 points allowed, and that's near the bottom of the FBS. So we're giving up 5 yards a carry, which is not good this season. Texas A&M had 268 yards rushing last week, and to be honest with you guys, they would have had even more. I actually in the 4th and 5 game day parlay that DJ Grant and I all had, I switched it up. I didn't pick an Arkansas player. I picked Marcel Reed for going over 60 yards rushing. He was like 55 or 56 yards rushing only because the 60-yard run that he took off got called back, with a holding call. And the guys weren't happy with me putting money on Marcel Reed doing that, but I just saw that happening because of the number one, the rain, the weather, not putting the ball in the air. And Marcel Reed's a good scrambling quarterback, and they always give Arkansas fits. Keep that in mind. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But who matters on who matters on Auburn's offense? Let's talk about running back Jeremiah Cobb. We talked about his yards, his total yards on the season. Again, he's a chain mover. He's a workhorse, putting up right now about 80 yards a game. But he's the go-to working horse back for Auburn. They have a stable of backs, but he is the guy. Every RPO offense is going to have a stable of backs, but he's definitely their dude. Wide receiver, Cam Coleman. He's explosive outside. Went for over 100 yards against Missouri last week. Eric Singleton Jr., he is I call him their deep guy. When those safeties start creeping up, Arkansas, expect when we start playing that run a little bit more, they're going to start taking some shots to Eric Singleton. Now, are they great at it? No. But we need you to make plays when that happens. Here's the issue with Auburn's defense, though. Their front seven, linebacker Xavier Atkins, defensive end Keyron Crawford, Falk, all these guys, superior defensive line. Very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these guys on that defensive front, that front seven, end up in the NFL because they are that good. And then we go over to Arkansas. We just highlight some of these guys again. Taylor Green. You can't talk about Arkansas's offense without talking about Taylor Green. Um, Dual threat engine. And when I say engine, I really mean it because there's been plenty of plays or plenty of times. If you guys have watched the game or been in the game, the guy's exhausted, but I mean, he's just chugga 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 chugga. The engine that could. He keeps going. The knee injury. I thought he was out. He came back. It was so impressive. 17 pass TDs on the season again. Amazing with the quarterback running. Now, our big issue with him, though, is that sack management late in the game because he starts to get fatigued or we start to get desperate, right? And he holds on to that ball a little bit more than what he should, or he tries to create a play when it's not there because we got to have one, and we get ourselves into really sticky situations. So that sack management is um, it derailed last week's rally. I mean, it's just a problem. Uh, Running back Mike Washington Jr., 671 yards rushing. He's averaging 7 yards a carry, back-to-back 100-yard rushing games against Tennessee and A&M. And then Braylon Russell, the quiet running back that nobody's talking about anymore. But Bobby Petrino is. And just recently this week, Bobby said, I got to get him the ball more. I'm the reason why Braylon Russell isn't getting the ball more. He backed that up with saying that a part of that is because um, the situational football that we're in. We've got to score. We've got to put the ball in there, and we're playing from behind, and we're playing behind with not a lot of time. And so, getting Braylon that ball and getting him involved more, it hasn't been something that he's been able to do. But he's 238 pounds of downhill muscle. You got to get the guy the ball. And I think that one of the keys to success in this game is going to be getting Mike Washington the ball with Braylon Russell early in the game, establishing that run with our running backs. Don't rely on Taylor Green so much, and during the first half to run the ball. Let's save those legs for when they really matter in crunch situations if we end up in them. But the more they run the ball, the more that Omega Blake can shine. He had 7 receptions for 118 yards and a TD against A&M. And he's a guy that I don't even think we've even scratched the surface of how good he is. We might not get to scratch the surface of how good he is because I think he's better than that. And I think he can do that week in and week out. He's even more impressive with his yards after the catch. Concerning point for us, obviously, our front seven, especially with Cam Ball out. So let's talk about 3 things that Arkansas has to do to win. Number 1, Taylor Green, you've got to run on your terms. We cannot rely on you running just because the play breaks down or the defensive line, or sorry, yeah, their defensive line is getting through the offensive line consistently. When we run, it needs to be um, it needs to be on your terms. Um, it's got to be in situational football where it just makes sense. It's wide open. It's a busted play. We can't sit there and rely on Taylor Green play after play after play. And we've got to win in the fourth quarter. That's absolutely important. We have to win in the fourth quarter. We continue to put ourselves in this chasing situation in the fourth quarter, and winning in the fourth quarter often comes down to establishing a lead before the fourth quarter. So that's what we have to do. Um, and then the third key to winning is Arkansas's defense, and it's a tough task. This is a real tough task considering the fact that we're already struggling on our defensive line, and considering the fact that Cam Ball's out, but our defense has to force Auburn to throw the football. If we can, it's not their strong suit. Jackson Arnold has problems getting the ball outside the numbers. We know that. They're going to rely on the RPO, short passes, getting the ball to their wide receiver on screen routes, crossing routes, etc. And we have to stop that. And if we can, well, what is Auburn's counterpunch going to do? What's Hugh Freeze going to do if we actually come out and stop that? Well, he's already said it. Number 1, he's going to attack our interior line. He's going to be running the ball a lot with Cobb. And if Jackson Arnold isn't the spark they need on offense, well, he's already said. Second thing, counterpunch he's going to do is he's getting ready to get those other quarterbacks a chance to shine. And here's what I fear. I fear the same situation when we played Ole Miss, where we thought, yeah, they're starting quarterbacks hurt. We're getting this backup guy. Sometimes these guys sitting on the bench are more talented than what you believe. Playing a quarterback oftentimes is tough because you give a guy the starting nod. Well, as a coach, you don't want to just go back and forth on them. So some of these guys on the bench could actually have been the better choice, but the coach has been committed to this quarterback. I hope that's not the case because I would hate to see an unscouted backup quarterback come in and give our defense fits. But here we are in the same situation as Auburn, where we've had a lot of close games with a lot of tough opponents, and they're at the point where they need to win this. Hugh Freeze's job is on the line. So I would not be surprised if we see a new quarterback in this game if things do not get out early going their way. Um, Bobby Petrino's got to win this game. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. You've got Auburn, you've got Mississippi State, you've got LSU after that. If you want to be able to go into that LSU game with any momentum at all, you've got to come out with this Auburn victory at home. We got to go get that Mississippi State victory as well. We got to go into LSU with as much momentum as we can. And if we can, we're playing with any team in the country right now. That's just a reality. You go look at the Ole Miss game. You go look at the Tennessee game, the Texas A&M game. We're playing with the top tier heavy hitters, going 12 rounds with them. That's promising. And it's promising to see that, especially coming into an Auburn game where you have this Auburn offense that has been struggling so much. If you're asking me right now, Josh, what's this situation look like for Bobby Petrino? It looks like a victory. And I don't think that it's going to be as close as we all predict it to be. But again, it's SEC football. What do I know? I think our offense is better than their defense is. I think we have one of the better offenses in the country. It's been shown. We've gone toe to toe with the best overall teams that are, well rounded on both sides of the ball, which is why we have been losing these games. But we're playing an Auburn that's not well rounded. And I think that we will see that this Arkansas team was in those games with Texas A&M, with Tennessee, with Ole Miss down to the wire for a reason. Now, Auburn's been able to do it too. They just kind of do it differently. Their defense has been holding Georgia and Missouri to low scoring games. I just think that we're going to find out how good Bobby Petrino's offense is against Auburn. And so I'm expecting to see him come out and win this game at home, a statement game for the job. And so I'm going to give the nod to Arkansas winning this game. And I'd like to see us win it more handedly than what the odds are. And that leads me into the coaching search. If he does that, if he wins that game, if we beat Auburn in that fashion, do you start leaning a little bit more towards him for the job? Because if you think about the coaching search right now, guys, you're talking Dan Mullen. He came out and said zero point zero interest in Arkansas. Feels a little bit disrespectful. Rhett Lashley, SMU, he came out and said he's happy where he is. I think us Arkansas fans, we have a different understanding or perception of Arkansas. And I think that we have some of the best facilities. Man, we're in the best state, in the best area. Beautiful campus. Any coach would love to plant roots here and raise a family here. All that stuff is true. But the pressure on the job is to compete and win in the SEC. The fan base wants that. It's hard to do at Arkansas. You've got to play the gauntlet of the SEC every single week. It's a tough job when you look at it. And then now that you've got NIL into the picture and you have to have a budget to go recruit players, and you're Arkansas and you have more of a limited in-state recruiting base, and you've got these guys that are picking us off all around Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, you name it, LSU. It's tough. It's tough to win here. In the NIL and college football playoff world that we now live in, it's a lot easier at SMU to be college football playoff bound. It's a lot easier at UNLV to be able to do that. Arkansas is a tough spot. It's not like it's not the Texas job. It's not the LSU job. It's a little bit more of an underdog job. And if you're an outside coach and you don't have a tie to Arkansas, Arkansas is not a place that you want to coach, and you're kind of looking at more of a career path. Where can I go, and where can I best put myself in a position to win? Probably not Arkansas is going to show up there. It's just probably not going to be on that list. Now, if you're a Bobby Petrino and you've already done it, You know how special it is to coach in Arkansas. You believe in Arkansas. You can sell Arkansas to recruits. You've got the history and the nostalgia behind that. You can actually provide a spark to Arkansas getting back on the map. So that's why I think that Bobby Petrino is probably going to end up the guy for the job, but he's got to win some games. And this Auburn game is a must win in my book for Bobby to just spark this entire coaching debate and kind of start to put it to bed a little bit. On top of that, it'd be nice to do that for recruiting, right? Because recruiting is just a whole frozen in time right now. Nobody knows who the Arkansas coach is going to be. Bobby can, try to, normal head coaches are still kind of, entertaining recruits and planning for the future, all while focused on the game. Well, you can't really do any of that. And as a recruit, you really don't know what's going on in Arkansas. So it would be nice to start getting a consensus on, you know, he's winning some games now. This is looking like it's going to be our coach, and let's just start trajecting that way. If that does not happen, then I don't know who, because guys, we've been talking about Red Lashley, and Dan Mullen, and the coach from Penn State. We don't have a list. We don't know anything. None of these guys are acting like they're really interested in the University of Arkansas. So I want to know what y'all think. Y'all let me know who you think should be the coach. Let me know if you're on board with Bobby Petrino. I would love to see a lot of Bobby P comments down here. Let me know if you think the score prediction, or what you think your score prediction is. And if you don't have one, just if you think that Arkansas can pull this out and start kind of Bobby putting his name on this coaching job a little bit more. And yeah, you guys come join us for the pregame show, 9 a.m., Arkansas Alumni Building in Fayetteville. We look forward to seeing you guys. And again, thank you to Oaklawn for sponsoring this show. Y'all go download that Oaklawn Sports app. Leave me a comment down here that you downloaded it. We want to stay in tune with you guys. And hopefully y'all start getting involved with our parlay a little bit. We'd love to see that. You're watching 4th and 5, and we will see you tomorrow.